let's get your wire and your cutters out because it's time to make another bonsai tray. Let's get started. First thing you'll need to do for your Weeping Willow bonsai tree is get your 22 gauge wire, silver, cut it 33 pieces, 10 inches in length. You'll need needle nose pliers and your wire cutters. And this chain I purchased from Michael's. Purchased 2 of them and they're 30 inches long. However, I don't think that's going to be enough for the tree. Okay, you have your wire cut. Gather them all together. And I think I'm going to have about that much length in the roots. So that's going to be approximately 3 inches. So gather it right there and twist. And if it's a little too hard, which it just may be, we're gonna have to get the pliers. So I grabbed my silicone covered wire benders there and my trusty pliers, because that's really hard on your fingers. I'm gonna rip a little bit of this wrapping stuff. You can use gauze or a little piece of cloth if you want to. And you're going to protect your wire from getting scratched when you're twisting it. So put it right about at the 3 inch mark. And we're going to hold that there. And this will keep it from scratching the wire. And just begin to twist. Because what we're doing right now is we are trying to produce our trunk. A little bit hard. Come on. Always got one that doesn't want to cooperate. Because I want to do a little bit shorter of a trunk. Okay, now. Come out of there. Now we're going to separate it. Get this untwisted here. I'm going to grab 4 of these and make a small branch starting at the bottom here. And you want to try and grab them from the middle, not at the very edge. There. So just grab 4 of them from the middle. Yeah, right there. No, that one doesn't want to come. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. Pull them down like that. And twist it. Keep these guys away. Separate these because it's going to make it a little bit easier to twist them. And Okay, and then you're going to get another branch started with just the 4. And we're going to grab them from the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And grab them as close to each other as you possibly can, so it doesn't have your wire all over the place. And you're going to pull that, and this will go up here, and we're going to twist this. 2. Grab those 2 again and twist. Separate those. And we're going to count 1, 2, 6. Okay, good. And this is 5, so we need 1 more over there. Twist these up. This is going to be a pretty small tree. Well, medium size. Twist that. And then you're going to twist these. Turn it around and twist them. Remember to twist in the same direction, because it gets a little bit crazy if you don't, and then you're going to want to twist 2 of these later on. It's just not going to mesh. Okay. You're going to pull 2, 3, here. Grab the last 6 and twist up. Grab these ends. Twist. You like the way I'd spin the whole tree? Okay. Twist, and then you're going to twist this side. This tree is a lot of fun to make. It really is. It doesn't look like much right now, but when all these gorgeous chains are hanging from it, it's just simply beautiful. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to separate these at the bottom. Move these up out of your way. And you're going to twist these real quickly. Okay, we have those two sides done. And these guys are going to be over here on this side. Now we're going to separate. How many were here? 6. So 3 and 3. This amethyst rock, also purchased at Michael's as the base. I think it's going to look really pretty with the silver. So once we get these branches done, we'll start the roots really quickly and get that on so we can begin to hang our chains. And then at the very top, sorry for hitting that camera all the time, you have 4. It's getting a little hard on my hand, so I'm going to use these guys. Not quite sure how that happened. I have 2 branches here, 1 here. Oh well, it doesn't matter. See, messed up already, but that's okay. I thought I had wire enough for 2 branches on this side and 2 branches on this side, but it turns out it was only 1. And it's going to be fine anyway. And I will show you in a moment. Okay, we have 2 and 3 on this side. You're going to have odd amounts of wire, so we're going to grab this 3 up here, 2 and 2, twist that, and that's going to get bent over that way to compensate for this here. Twists, and it's going to work out just fine. And then twist this, all part of the fun is making mistakes and then fixing it along the way. That's how you learn, especially in this field. Yeah, I like it. Like I said, it doesn't look like anything right now, but trust me, when it's done, it's going to be gorgeous. Okay, now, make the roots. You're just going to split it up 2 ways and try and make sure you have equal. Doesn't really matter if you do. Just makes it easier twisting it. And I'm going to get my Hemostats because it's just so much easier for me to do the roots, but you can use regular needle nose pliers. You can use this with the silicone tips or the ones without, and some of them even have the wire cutter with it, which is nice. However, doing this for so many years, it's hard on my hands. And I went to the medical supply store and I got these Hemostats that the doctors use. And it's so much easier. I know a lot of you don't have access to them, so the pliers will work just as well. That's how I started. Okay, we're going to do 4 wires at a time and make sure that they're kind of together. And you're going to grab it right there at the middle and twist. And then you're going to get these two and separate it. And you're going to twist. Same direction. And if there's a little bit at the edge, we're going to snip that off. Not a big deal. And 4. Our glue dried overnight, nice and clear. I love the E6000, you can't beat it. So let's go ahead and take off these rubber bands. Now if a little piece of the rubber band happens to get stuck anywhere, go ahead and take it off. It's pretty easy. I use my my wire cutters to do it. It won't damage anything. Usually it's pretty simple. And then I like using rubber bands instead of the clamps. A little bit more flexible. Wow, perfect. I'm happy. Now comes the fun part. You're going to separate these wires. These are probably a little too long for sure. If anybody had any problems with the E6000 or another type of glue you used keeping this on here, let me know. And I will try and pinpoint what the issue was for you. And I always get back to my comments pretty much immediately. And I really hope I am making these videos easy for you to understand and explain. It's not boring you to death. I really don't like doing the time lapse. I mean, you learn some, but if you're new, you need things step by step. And if it's a little bit slower, I apologize to the people that hate that, but I have too many people that actually appreciate it. Okay, and I think we are good to go. Well, there's two. Holy crap, I forgot a lot of them. Or maybe I just didn't forget. And I forgot to do them today before I started filming. That's a distinct possibility. And everybody looks good. Okay. Sweet. Next, you're going to get your chain. We're going to start measuring. Come on, where's the end? There we go. And I guess I will start from the bottom. So what you're going to do is just take this and kind of hold it up to one of the branches and see how long you want it to be. And I think right about there should do it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads. And what we're going to do, you know what, instead of cutting this, you're going to take your small needle nose pliers and you're going to grab exactly where it's connected. I hope that's clear enough for you. And right there, and you're going to just stick the needle nose plier in there, separate it a tad, and just pull it off. Yeah, just that simple, right? Okay, here we go. And then simply tighten it back. Perfect. Nice and easy. So we're not going to need these after all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this guy right here. And you're going to slide that right onto the wire. And you're just going to twist the wire right around it. So it kind of makes a hoop. Ooh. And then you can just bring it right up underneath of it. And the excess you will just bring up in the front. And then we're going to add another. And you don't have to have them all the same length. This one I'm going to make a little bit shorter. This is very tedious work, but at the end of the day, when you're finished this tree, you're going to be so happy that you spent the time doing this. I enjoy it. Okay, and go ahead and reclamp that. And you'll do the exact same thing. Let me put this down just out here so we can see better. Here we go. And I don't want this to be too close to that, so I think I'm going to put just 2 on there, on that one. Yeah. So just bend it, kind of like you're beading almost, and squeeze that wire together like that. And you're going to bring the end around and just like kind of knot it on there. Like that. And now you're going to use your wire cutters and you're going to cut off that excess. Because we don't need that. And then you can kind of, I shouldn't worry about shaping it right this minute, but I'm just going to show you anyway. So the wire's not straight out like that, because no branch is straight out. I'm just going to bend it just a little bit, like that. And I'm just going to continue on. I'll fast forward this just a little bit until it's completely done. The chains you're going to put right on the very edge of the wires. All you need to do is just make a little loop. But don't close it completely. And then just simply get your chain, snug it on there. And then close it off. I hope everybody's doing okay with their tree. I ended up having to run back to the store to get more chain because I ran out. So let's continue. And if you have any problems, please don't be afraid to ask me a question in the comment section or go ahead and email me at the address right in the corner. So I don't have too much left to do. the loop here. Grabbing my wire, going to turn it, make a little loop. And then pinch off the end with my wire cutter because we don't need the excess. Be sure to check out the other wire tree sculpture tutorials in the playlist. I had a lot of fun making this. I hope you did too. See you next video.